Does Death Stranding live up to all of the hype? Ever since its first teaser revealed a naked Norman Reedus holding a sweet, sweet baby at 2016's E3, Death Stranding has easily been one of the most anticipated titles in modern gaming. And as more and more bizarre trailers drop featuring the forever handsome Mads Mikkelsen along with director Guillermo del Toro, as well as some truly strange and baffling imagery, hype has only continued to grow to a fever pitch, especially when you add to all of this the very public divorce between the game's creator Hideo Kojima and video game publisher Konami in 2015. Death Stranding would be the chance to see this gaming auteur completely off the leash without any corporate oversight and let him dive into the gooey deep end of all the contemplative, off-the-wall weirdness that he's known for in a game packed with AAA talent across the board. So with the game hitting store shelves next week, reviews are finally hitting the web, and there's one big question on gamers' minds. Does Death Stranding live up to all the hype? And the answer is, maybe? I mean, honestly, while yes, the reviews are in, they are all over the goddamn place, kind of like Norman Reedus in this game. They literally range from brilliant masterpiece to bloated, convoluted mess. So to save you some trouble, we're breaking down the good, the bad, and the what the entire hell did I just play of all of it. Now, first off, for those of you not in the know, Death Stranding takes place after a global cataclysm pretty much destroys everything, and you take on the role of Sam Porter Bridges, a delivery man who travels between settlements trying to rebuild the United States of America, or as they call it in the game, the United Cities of America. Make America America again. Whatever. Simple enough on the surface, but obviously there's so much more than that lying beneath. For instance, the worlds of the living and the dead have collided in a spooky and decidedly sticky way. That's not ectoplasm. It's your own poop in a grenade. You have an unborn purgatory baby strapped to your chest that lets you sense enemies and ghosts like some sort of GPS, and speaking of ghosts, well, guess what? If you're asking yourself, hey, can I use my own piss and shit to make weapons to attack these ghosts? You're in luck. If that's what you consider luck. Now, overall, none of the reviews seem to fall into the camp of 100% good or 100% bad. Opinions seem to be as layered and complex as the game itself. What seems to be universal across the reviews, though, is that this game is definitely crafted down to the most minute of details. There is nothing in the game that's left to chance, and everyone seems to agree at how powerful and introspective taking these lonely treks across this beautiful, haunting landscape can be. Heather Alexandra at Kotaku loved the game and started her review with, "Every inch of Death Stranding teems with meaning or implication. Even the stupidest and most pretentious developments build to create a multi-layered game, one with numerous potential points of attack to analyze." Now, many of the reviews also praise the scope of the story. GameSpot put it this way: Death Stranding is unrelenting in its earnestness and optimism, certainly not without its critiques of America, nor without its challenges and setbacks, but inherently hopeful nonetheless. It's a dense, complex, slow game with a plot that really goes places, but at its core, it never stops being about the sheer power and purpose we can find in human connection, and that is its most remarkable achievement. The AV Club's Sandbar Santi said, "Death Stranding is a game that demands to be argued over and analyzed for years. It starts rough and then gets better and better as it goes along, culminating in an ending that's both hugely important to its universe and also very small and personal to Sam." In general, the game's most glowing reviews seem to make the argument that this is a game to really sit down and contemplate, to take thoughtful and measured actions in, rather than being some sort of run-and-gun experience like you might have in another AAA game. However, not all of the reviews were full of happiness and hand-holding. There were quite a few online critics that voiced their frustrations with the game. Tristan Ogilvie over at IGN gave the game a 6.8 out of 10, writing, "It's also a cross-country crawl that frequently finds itself mired in an exhausting amount of inventory management, backtracking, one-note mission design, and unprecedentedly arduous travel." Adding, "If Death Stranding sounds like a series of glorified fetch quests, it's because that's exactly what it is." One of the most common criticisms was the game's ending. Polygon's Russ Frushtick had this to say about it: "The final 10 hours of Death Stranding are a slog, just like the first 10 hours, as my leash is tugged from emotional monologue to ridiculous boss fight to emotional monologue. While a few of these narrative threads make sense and land with some gravitas, others sound like the ramblings of someone on speed who thinks they figured out how the universe works. No, you just don't get it, man." Now, Kyle Orland with Ars Technica dug even deeper on this criticism. There's a strong sense the writers are making this up as they go, forming a patchwork quilt of scientific-sounding magic that holds together only if you don't look at it too closely. Even in the run-up to the game's conclusion, characters are still introducing entirely new theoretical concepts that seem to come completely out of nowhere. He then goes on to say, without spoiling anything, I'll note that Death Stranding's ending is more or less a 2-hour cutscene that tries to explain how the preceding 30-plus hours are actually supposed to fit together. Yet I still came away scratching my head about what the hell happened. However, one thing all of these reviews can agree on is that it's definitely a weird game, which is to say, it's a Hideo Kojima game. That's his promise. Or as the Kotaku review points out, Death Stranding is also about throwing grenades made from your own piss and shit at ghosts. Your move, Ivan Reitman. As to whether it's worth the hype, well, ultimately the answer seems to depend on your opinion of Kojima and his games. If a detailed meditative philosophy 101 course with spooky supernatural creatures and a ton of Norman Reedus is your thing, then you're gonna love it. The AV Club's review puts it like this: it's hard to say if it's fun, and it's hard to say if it's a good game, but it's undeniably interesting in a way that not enough games try to be. If you buy into what it's trying to do, if you allow it to make that connection, Death Stranding will stick with you one way or another. So what about the Nerdist of it all? Well, I've had the chance to play the game for a few hours, my review's forthcoming, but here are my impressions thus far. I kind of agree with people, it's extremely weird, it's extremely Hideo Kojima, and it can be extremely arduous. Some of the mechanics, like having to balance your character and just carry so many packages around, can feel a little like, is this how I want to spend my free time? Really? Do I really want to make him chug Monster Energy drink after hiking miles and miles and then just eating like weird ghost beetles to replenish my blood? The answer is, yeah, I do. Even when I find myself frustrated, I kind of want to keep playing. It has that delightful blend of signature Hideo Kojima weirdness and thoughtful gameplay design that have all the makings of a great game. But whether or not I want to proceed with the remaining 70-plus hours, which is, it's a long game, I don't know, remains to be seen. But tell me, what do you folks think? Is Death Stranding a day one purchase for you? What project would you like to see from Kojima next? And seriously, did you ever think that you'd play a game where you can fight ghosts with your own piss grenades? Because if you did, you got some problems. Anyway, let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with a new video or show, make sure you mash that little bell down below so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors from the pop culture world.